Good day everyone, my name is Matmat, and for today's video, I will discuss about the Hellenic and the Hellenistic ages of classicism of the Greek-Roman tradition, Greek art. Introduction: Hellenic and Greek-Roman period in the Hague Empire of Alexander the Great. Macedonians and Greek composed the new governing class, and Greek became the language of administrations and culture. A new composite dialect based to some extent on Attic and called the Koine or common language. Everywhere the traditional city-state was in decline and individuals were becoming aware to their isolation and were seeking consolidation and satisfaction outside corporate society. Artistic creation now came under private patronage, and except for Athenian comedy compositions were intended for the small select audience that inspired polish, erudition, and subtlety. So now, what is Hellenic and Hellenistic ages? The Hellenic or Golden Age refers to the period around 500 BC in ancient Greece, categorized by significant advancement in art, philosophy, literature, and democracy, particularly in Athens under leaders like Pericles, while the Hellenistic ages, on the other hand, sparse or roughly from 400 to 100 BC, and refers to the period after the death of Alexander the Great, during which Greek culture, language, and influence spread extensively throughout the Mediterranean and Near East due to the conquest of Alexander and the subsequent Hellenistic kingdoms established by his successors. So now let's proceed to the main topic, which is the Hellenic or Golden Age 500 BC. So the classical period, also known as the Golden Age of Athens or the Age of Pericles, is a significant period in ancient Greece civilization renewed for cultural achievement and philosophy. So Hellenic clothing became more elaborate and detailed, with the pre and faux depicted in a more naturalistic manner. So the chiton and himation were common garment worn by both men or women. So as you can see in the picture, ito yung mga sinusuot nila, which is the first is himation. It is a type of clothing, a mantle or wrap worn by ancient Greece men and women from the archaic through the Hellenistic period, while the chiton is a form of tunic that fastened at the shoulder, worn by men and women or ancient Greece and Rome. So makikita talaga natin sa picture na to, guys, na kung saan yung mga suot nila is nagagaling talaga sa mabibigat na tela. So ito yung mga suot nila during the Hellenic or the Golden Age of 500 BC. We're done in Hellenic age. Let's move on to the Hellenistic age, 400 to 100 BC. Hellenistic is distinguished from Hellenistic is that the latter refers to the Greece itself, while the former encompasses all ancient territories under Greek influence, in particular the East, after the conquest of Alexander the Great. During the Hellenistic period, Greek cultural influence and power reached its peak in Mediterranean and beyond. So, the clothing of Hellenistic age. During the Hellenistic period, 400 to 100 BC, clothing saw influences from various cultures due to Alexander the Great's conquest, resulting in a more diverse and eclectic styles. Garments like chiton and himation remained common, but there was a wider variety of fabrics, colors, and decorative elements. So now, let's proceed to the architecture of Hellenic ages. In picture, we have Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. So the first one is Doric. Doric order, the oldest form of Greek architecture, defined by smooth, capital tapered columns, and alternating triglyphs and metopies. So, the second one is a eunuch. A eunuch is one of three column styles builders use in ancient Greece, and Ionic order is one of the classical order of the architecture. So the third one is Corinthian. The Corinthian is named for the Greek city-state of Corinth, to which it was connected in the period. Architecture of Hellenistic age is so the different of grand laws structures such as the Library of Alexandria and the Great Arta of Pergamon. Columns becomes more ornate and new orders such as the Corinthian were introduced. So as we can see in the picture, in this architecture is made of Corinthian that characterize of Hellenic architecture. So the next one is Hellenistic artwork. So Hellenistic artwork is the art of the Hellenistic period, generally taken to begin with the death of Alexander the Ghent in 323 BC and end with the conquest of Greek world by the Romans. A number of the best-known works of Greek sculptures belong to this period, modeling Laocoon and his sons, Venus de Milo, and the Whig victory of Samothrace. So the first one is Laocoon and his son. It is also called the Laocoon group or the Italian group del Laocante. This is one of the famous in sculpture since it was excavated and located in Vatican Museum. The second one is Venus de Milo. It is believed to depict Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. This statue is made of Parian marble at matatagpuan ito sa Louvre, Paris. So the third one is Whig victory of Samothrace or the Knight of Samothrace. At ito rin ay matatagpuan din sa Louvre, Paris. So both of this statue is made of Parian marbles. So, classicism and Greek-Roman tradition act as timeless inspirations and influencing factors that amplify artistic expressions throughout time by bridging cultural and historical divides. So this lasting influence is still influencing how we perceive quality and beauty and the internal power of human creation. So that's it of my discussion. So thank you for listening and God bless.